I want to talk to the person nobody has checked on, not your mom, not your dad, you, the one holding all of it together with both hands, because there is something that happens in caregiving almost nobody warns you about, and it quietly changes how you make every decision, including the big one about where your parent should live. It is called Caregiver Burnout, and if you are running on empty, it will try to make that housing decision for you out of desperation instead of clarity. So before we get into any of that, let us talk about you. I am Alexis with Riv Buys Properties. If you have been caring for an aging parent and you are running on fumes, this one is not about them. It is about you, the person nobody thinks to ask about. I want to name what is happening to you, gently, and give you one small step to take before you make any big decision about the home. No pressure and no judgment, ever. Before we dive in, hit like and subscribe so you don't miss the next video. I want to talk to the person nobody has checked on, not your mom, not your dad, you, the one holding all of it together. Everybody asks how your parent is doing. Almost nobody asks how you are. There is something that happens in caregiving that almost nobody warns you about, and it quietly changes how you make every decision, including the big ones about where your parents should live. It is called Caregiver Burnout, and if you are running on empty, it will try to make that housing decision for you out of desperation instead of clarity. So before we get into any of that, let us talk about you. I am Alexis. My family buys homes here in Georgia, and I have met so many caregivers in this season who were completely wrung out and did not even know it because they had normalized it. So let me name the signs plainly. Burnout is not weakness, and it is not rare. More than half of family caregivers hit it at some point, and I would confirm your own situation with your doctor, but it is common, it creeps. Exhaustion that sleep does not fix. Getting irritable or angry at small things, then feeling awful. Pulling away from friends and the things you used to enjoy. Trouble concentrating. Changes in how you eat or sleep. Getting sick more often. Your body waving a flag and a heavy one. A creeping sense of hopelessness or resentment toward the person you are caring for, followed by guilt for feeling it. If you recognized yourself in several of those, hear this. You are not a bad son or daughter. You are a depleted human being who has been giving without refilling. That is a condition, not a character flaw. Now, why does this matter for the housing decision? Because burnout distorts your judgment in two opposite directions. In one direction, a burned out caregiver waits too long, keeps saying, I can manage, until something breaks, and a decision that could have been thoughtful gets made in an ambulance bay. In the other, a burned out caregiver hits a wall and makes a fast, drastic decision just to make the pain stop, and later wonders if they moved too soon or chose wrong, and sometimes takes the first offer on the house just to be done and loses real money. Neither is a good place to decide from. Clear decisions come from a rested mind, not an empty one. So before you make any big housing call, get some relief first. This is called respite, and it is not a luxury. It is not giving up. It is bringing in help a few hours a day, a weekend, so you can breathe. A sibling stepping in, a paid caregiver for a stretch, an adult day program. In Georgia, your local area agency on aging is a real starting point, and there are veteran programs if your parents served. Confirm what you qualify for with a professional. You cannot make a good long-term decision about someone else's life while you are drowning. Get your head above water first, and let go of the idea that doing this yourself forever is the loving choice. Sometimes the most loving thing is to admit the current arrangement is running you into the ground, and that more help or a move to a community would be better for both of you. Choosing more support is not abandoning your parent. A caregiver who burns out completely cannot care for anyone. Protecting yourself is part of protecting them. If the decision turns toward a move and toward the house, do not add becoming a rushed home seller to your impossible load. There are honest options for the house that do not require repairs and showings, and none of them require you to hurry. But that is for after you catch your breath. Nobody honest will rush you. So here is your assignment, and it is not about your parent for once. It is about you. This week, name one form of relief you could actually arrange one and take a step toward it. A call to a sibling, a search for an adult day program, a call to your area agency on aging, one guarded hour to yourself. You matter in this story. You are not just the support beam. You are a person, and you are allowed to need help too. Take care of yourself so you can keep taking care of them in that order. One honest note, Riv Buys Properties is a family-owned company in Georgia that buys homes directly. We are not agents, advisors, doctors, or a care provider. This is education and encouragement, not medical advice. If you are in crisis, please reach out to a doctor or a support line today. First this week, take one step for you. You are doing far better than the exhaustion is telling you. When you have caught your breath and a housing decision is next, we have honest resources on every path for the home with no pressure and no rush, linked in the description at rivbuysproperties.com. We are a Georgia family that buys homes directly, as is and on your timeline, so selling never has to be one more thing you carry alone. But first, this week, take one small step for you. That is the assignment. Take care of yourself so you can keep taking care of them in that order.